So this is the Bose Ultra Soundbar. It's the successor to the Bose Smart Soundbar 900. Now, just like the Bose Smart Soundbar 900, the Bose Ultra Soundbar is very impressive and it has really good instrument separation. But personally, I don't like that Bose is currently just changing the names of their products and saying that they're brand new. Nonetheless, today we're going to check out the Bose Ultra Soundbar and we're going to see if it's worth upgrading if you already have the Bose Smart Soundbar 900. Now we're going to pricing. The Bose Ultra Soundbar has a retail price of $900, the same as the 900 when it first came out. Now, the Ultra is a fully self-contained soundbar, as in there is no external subwoofer because the Ultra creates its own bass. Now, in general, the Ultra is going to be decent for a medium or large-sized living room, and it's a good option for someone who just doesn't have the room for an external subwoofer. However, if you want an external subwoofer, you can always add an external subwoofer, and you can also add rear satellite speakers. But in this video, we're only going to be focusing on the soundbar itself. Nonetheless, if you want to pick this soundbar up, it'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, pick up a Big Head approved hat, linked down below. We've got trucker hats and snapbacks. By buying a hat, you help the unbiased and unsponsored videos coming, and it also helps us cover more products and produce more versus videos. Thank you to everyone who's already bought a hat, and look out for more designs coming soon. And also, please remember to hit that like button and let's get subscribed. Now, when it comes to the design of this soundbar, the Ultra is identical to the 900. They have the same length and width, they have the same grille on the front, and they have the same glass top. Besides the indicator light on the left, the Ultra does a really good job of disappearing when you're watching your movies. The only thing that I do want to point out here is that depending on your setup and seating position, the glass top on this soundbar can create a reflection in certain situations, which can be a little distracting. But when it comes to the overall dimensions, the Ultra has a length of 41 inches, it has a height of 2¼ inches, and it has a thickness of 4¼ inches. And it weighs in at 12.7 pounds. And for comparison's sake, here it is compared to the Bose Smart Soundbar 600. The 600 has the same thickness and height, but it's not as long. Now, you can wall mount the Ultra, but the wall mounting kit is sold separately, so don't go looking for it in the box. But now let's talk about what does come included in the box. Now, obviously, you do get your power cable, but the good thing about this power cable is that there is no external power brick that you have to worry about hiding, which is really good, especially if you plan on wall mounting the Ultra. The only thing about this power cable is that it is a little short, coming in at 5 feet, so weaving it through your home theater setup can be a little challenging. The Ultra also comes included with an HDMI cable, and this HDMI cable goes into the Ultra's HDMI eARC port, and the other end of this cable goes into your TV's HDMI port that has eARC support, which is usually port number 3 on most TVs. And just in case, the Ultra also comes included with an optical cable, just in case your TV doesn't have eARC or ARC support. But plainly said, if your TV doesn't have ARC or eARC support, you should be more concerned about upgrading your TV rather than upgrading your soundbar, because without eARC support, you aren't going to have support for Dolby Atmos, and you're also not going to be able to adjust the volume of your soundbar with your TV's remote. But the really important thing here is that the Bose Ultra Soundbar has the exact port setup as the Bose Smart Soundbar 900, which means the Ultra Soundbar has a single HDMI port. Unfortunately, the Ultra Soundbar still doesn't have an HDMI input so that you can directly plug in either your Blu-ray player or your gaming console. However, the Ultra Soundbar still has an Ethernet port if you want it. But the good thing is the Ultra still has an input so you can plug in your subwoofer if you don't want to use either of Bose's wireless subwoofers, and the Ultra still has your adaptive IQ port, and it also comes included with this microphone so that you can calibrate your soundbar for your sweet spot, and this whole calibration process can be done through the app itself. And speaking of the app, the Ultra has the exact same app layout as the 900. From this app, you can adjust the sound of the soundbar. Personally, I like to increase the bass, the height channel, and the center channel, but not too much because the soundbar already leans towards a brighter sound signature. The Ultra also has support for Amazon Alexa or Google Assistant, so you can use it as a smart speaker. But personally, I don't like to use my soundbars as a smart speaker because I don't want my movies to be accidentally interrupted. And when it comes to wireless connectivity, the Bose Ultra Soundbar has support for AirPlay and Chromecast, so whether you're an iPhone user or an Android user, if you're connected to the same Wi-Fi network as this soundbar, you can always stream music to it. But the Ultra still has Bluetooth, which is good because then this way you can share your soundbar with someone without having to share your Wi-Fi password, and also Bluetooth is good to have on your soundbar just in case you want to stream music to your soundbar, but maybe you're in an area with spotty Wi-Fi. But with all of that out of the way, let's talk about sound. Now, regarding speaker setups, the Bose Ultra Soundbar has the exact same speaker setup as the Bose Smart Soundbar 900. There's a single frontward firing tweeter, which is then flanked by a total of 4 drivers. There are 2 bass chambers with exhaust ports that shoot out the back, and on each end, there are upward firing drivers. Now, the upward firing drivers on these soundbars give both of these soundbars true Dolby Atmos support, and basically, that's going to help these soundbars sound more open, and they're also going to be able to make it sound like there's stuff above you, granted if there's a ceiling where your sound can bounce off of. Now, there are plenty of other soundbars out there that say that they have digital Dolby Atmos support, but basically these soundbars are using software trickery to make it sound like there's stuff above you, but without the actual upward firing drivers, they're just not going to sound as open. But most importantly, the main difference between the Bose Ultra Soundbar and the Bose Smart Soundbar 900 is that the Ultra Soundbar has support for AI dialogue mode for voice clarity. We're basically at the point where companies are just slapping AI onto stuff and calling them revolutionary. But nonetheless, now we're going to jump on to the sound test. Now, both of these soundbars are going to be running at 75% volume, and they're both going to be running the same EQ settings. And we're also going to be using the built-in speakers found in the 2023 Sony Bravia X90L TV, except these built-in speakers are going to be running at max volume just so that they can keep up.
I'm feeling it, and my bones telling me it's right. It's so different. But when you take me to the light, it's like a cigarette. And I'm burning at your lips, 'cause that's so innocent. And you kick it up, and now I want to show you all what you deserve. And know we got so much to learn. And just like the way said I do, it is only you that can do it like that. I like it with you. I like it with you. I like it with you. In the sand and the dance, we ain't got no plans. You
So like I've just heard, obviously any soundbar is going to sound better than your TV's built-in speakers. Your TV most likely just has a pair of downward firing speakers that bounce sound off of the table. They don't get all that loud, and when the bass really gets going, it can become a distorted mess. Now, the built-in speakers on the Sony X90L get decently loud, and distortion isn't a problem for them, like with some more affordable TVs out there, because the Sony X90L is considered to be more of an upper-end mid-range TV. But regardless, even with the Sony X90L, you're going to want to invest in a soundbar so that you can truly enjoy your movies. Now first, when it comes to the sound quality difference between the Ultra and the 900, I gotta say that these two soundbars sound identical. The AI voice enhancement on the Ultra really isn't making a difference when compared to the 900. And in general, Bose's soundbars have always leaned towards a brighter sound signature, and they've always put an emphasis on people's voices, and Bose's soundbars have always been a good option to watch movies with because it's always been very easy to hear and understand dialogue with these soundbars. But also, there's the bass on these soundbars, and like I mentioned earlier, both of these soundbars are fully self-contained systems, as in, they create their own bass. And these are good options for people who just don't have the room for an external subwoofer. But even on their own, both the Ultra and the 900 create a decent amount of bass, and you're going to be able to feel what's happening on the screen. Now, obviously, these soundbars aren't going to be able to rattle the walls in your house like an external subwoofer will, but the important thing here is that both of these soundbars create enough bass to satiate most people, but most importantly, the bass that's coming out of the Ultra is the same as the bass that's coming out of the 900. The only real performance difference that I managed to catch between the Ultra and the 900 is the max volume performance. Now, both of these soundbars are going to be able to fill a medium or large size living room with sound, and they're both going to be good for entertaining house parties with like 10 guests. However, I did notice that the 900 got a little louder than the Ultra at max volume. It kind of looked like the 900 was able to get a little louder than the Ultra, but at that max volume, distortion did start to come in. Whereas with the Ultra, it seems like Bose restricted the max volume setting on the Ultra so that there wouldn't be that distortion at the highest volume. But overall, the Bose Ultra Soundbar is an impressive sounding soundbar that puts an emphasis on people's voices, but it still creates a decent amount of bass so that you can still feel what's happening on the screen. It gets decently loud for a large living room, and thanks to the upward firing drivers, the Ultra sounds very open. However, the Ultra sounds identical to the 900. The AI voice enhancements on the Ultra really isn't doing much to make you want to upgrade from the 900. But finally, I do want to talk about SimpleSync on the Bose Ultra Soundbar. Now, with SimpleSync, you're going to be able to connect your headphones or speakers to this soundbar, and you're going to be able to hear your content through your headphones. And this is specifically great if you plan on watching TV late at night and you don't want to disturb other people, then you can just have your content playing through your headphones. However, just keep in mind, with a SimpleSync, you can only have one pair of headphones connected to this soundbar, and also SimpleSync is technically supposed to work with Bose's headphones and speakers, but I have managed to get some non-Bose headphones and speakers to connect to the soundbar, but for the best results, you do want to use Bose's headphones and speakers. But also, I do have to point out that with SimpleSync, there is a very small amount of latency when you're trying to watch movies with SimpleSync turned on. Now, if you're as particular as me, you're definitely going to notice, but for your average user, I don't think you're going to notice too much. But also, since this is a Wi-Fi enabled speaker, you can always group your other Wi-Fi enabled speakers together and get them to play in sync so that you can have music playing throughout the whole house. But with all that being said, the Bose Ultra Soundbar is a very impressive soundbar for medium to large size living rooms that sounds very open. It puts an emphasis on the mids and vocals, so it's very easy to understand a dialogue with this soundbar when people are talking on the screen, and the Ultra produces an impressive amount of bass all on its own. However, if you want more bass, then you can always get an external subwoofer, and if you want your content to sound more open, then you can always get rear satellite speakers. However, the Bose Ultra Soundbar is identical to the Bose Smart Soundbar 900. Now, I still like and I still recommend the Bose Ultra Soundbar. However, I don't like this trend where Bose is just renaming their products and saying that they're brand new. And unfortunately, this whole AI voice optimization really isn't doing much on the Bose Ultra. So plainly said, if you already have the Bose Smart Soundbar 900, there really is no need to upgrade. However, if you are looking for a large soundbar for your medium to large size living room, and if you don't want to have to deal with an external subwoofer, then the Bose Ultra Soundbar is definitely a solid pickup. If you made it this far, I guess you enjoyed the video, so hit the like button and get subscribed. If you want to pick any of the products up, they'll be linked down below. And if you want to further support the channel, check out the merch. I made some shirts and hoodies that look and feel great. And you know I can be very particular, so I'll only slap my name on something if I'm really proud of it.